What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a video here on the channel. For today's video, I'm back with another Stock Talk video. For today's Stock Talk video, we're going to be talking about CCIV and the merger with Lucid Motors. If you haven't already, follow me on my TikTok at Lock Finance. I'll leave it in the description below, as well as my completely free Discord where I'll teach you how to trade in the stock market. Both those links will be down in the description below. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe and like this video for more content, and let's jump into this video. Okay, so we are looking at the chart of CCIV over the past couple months, and as you can see here, we had a lot of pre-anticipatory run-up to the announcement of the two companies merging together. And if you don't know, CCIV is a SPAC play, and Lucid Motors is a electric vehicle car company, and the two of them merged together, and it caused this huge sell-off, okay? And we're going to be talking about why it's still selling off to this day, when to buy before the actual merger date, and how this long-term stock looks, when we should be looking into buying it, and how long until we start seeing some growth. So let's actually dig deep into why this is still selling off. As you can see here, we had a lot of run-ups to the actual merger happening, and once we got the confirmation of news, we sold off massively. We sold off from the 60s area all the way down to the mid-30s, and then from there, we kept on selling off for days after. We did bounce here in this 180 SMA line, and I was hoping we were going to hold, which we would have, but this market has not been the nicest to us and causing a sell-off in the overall market within all the different sectors, and because of that, CCIV has been pulling back. Looks to be finding a bottom around this 23 area and holding it nicely, but there could be more selling off to come. But this is still a very cheap and low area, and the reason this is still selling off is because the overall market at this point. Basically, everyone that bought in for the merger hype sold out somewhere down here if they didn't sell out up here. So they're basically all the way out of it by now, and we look to see signs of a reversal, but we just couldn't hold because of the overall market. So the overall market is kind of screwing us over right now. That just means that it's at a cheaper valuation, cheaper price, and gives us better buying opportunities. So when are we going to buy this stock before the merger date actually happens? So the merger date is supposed to happen sometime during Q2, and that is when CCIV ticker will change over to whatever Lucid Motors ticker is, and that'll happen sometime during the spring, during Q2. Now, we're going to play the pre-anticipatory run-up to that. Once we get a merger date confirmed, we'll get a spike on news. It's bound to happen. Look at all the times that news came out about this stock. It spiked multiple times. This stock tends to spike off of news. It's got a lot of hype behind it. So when we get a merger date confirmed, we will spike off of news. It's going to happen. Then it'll pull back, and then it'll keep on running up slowly and surely up to that merger date. Now, once that merger date hits, or probably the day before, you'll start to see a lot of sellers pull out because of short-term money. And that's okay, because it'll pull back, it'll give us more buying opportunities for the long term. And that leads me to my long-term perspective on this. You're going to be looking about 2 to 3 years before you see big growth with this stock. It's a great company right now, but they still have a lot of kinks to work out, and with it just delaying its production to later this year of 2021, when it was previously supposed to be the early stage of 2021, like this spring, now we have to wait for production, and that got a lot of investors kind of scared. But long-term, this is a nice spot to add into a position and start a position. Same with short-term. We're trading at very cheap levels. If you want to play the run-up, this is a great opportunity with where we're trading at overall in the chart. If you want to go in for a long-term position, I think this is another great buying opportunity. You will have that capital sitting there for a while if you're looking long-term, just know that. And there will be spikes, there will be huge pullbacks off of news, but at this level, there's not much further down it can go with how much hype is still behind this stock. So I see this as a great buying opportunity at this $22, $23 level. But remember my strategy, don't go all in with all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you're dividing your cash and putting it in at different times. Every time there's a pullback, you are able to add into a position. A great example would have been if you saw this dip and you were like, oh my god, CCIV is so cheap, it's at $36, I'm going to go in with everything because of how much upside potential it has. I'm just going to throw all my cash into this. Well, if you threw it in here, you would have missed out on so many more opportunities of it being lower. So that's why we like to dividend our cash when we're adding into a position. Add on the dips. If you would have added some here, okay, probably not the best entry, but it's still better than adding up here. Add down here, add down here, add down here, until you get to that certain position size that you want. When you add over time and average down, you're getting an overall better position average price. So CCIV, in my opinion, is a great price down here at $23 for the short-term run-up to merger day, as well as a long-term position at this point. Lucid Motors has definitely been one of the more hyped-up EV plays, and I see this as being another runner-up for the short-term and long-term. Especially at this price, you can't go wrong with adding to a position to start here. Again, don't throw all your eggs in one basket, but starting a position here is definitely not a bad idea. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something about CCIV, the Lucid Motors merger. Leave a like if you did and subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.